Hey everybody, Papa Dan from Papa Dan's Models coming at you. How's everybody doing this weekend? Happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. And we're coming at you from a temporary location here at the Papa Dan shipyards. Just wanted to give you an update on the Titanic. And I apologize if the camera is shaking a little bit, but I'm doing this on my phone because I think I can get the best close-ups on my phone. So if it shakes a little bit, I apologize. I'll try to keep it to a minimum for you. But let's take a look at what we got so far. Now, while you're looking here, I'll tell you, and then I'll kind of zoom in here to get some close-ups. But this kit, made by Academy, has been absolutely wonderful. Fantastic kit. There has been zero flash on anything. I mean zero, none, nada, not a bit. There has been no fitment issues on this at all. Everything seems to, or not seems to, I mean it does just go together very, very nicely, even as small as the parts are. I mean on a lot of this here that you're looking at, like these little seats right here, these little benches that are around here. I'm not sure what these are, but all these things here, they're tweezers. That's the only way my big fingers can get these things on. These little air vents that are up here, this is all tweezer, what I call tweezer work. Because there's just no way my big old fingers can get those on there without them. This little stand here with the ladder, that's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces that you have to, 6 pieces actually that you have to put together, because there is like a little light here right in the center. I don't know if I can get close enough to see that or not. Probably not. But all this railing that is coming around here. Now some of this is molded in one piece, like this right here. That's one piece. But then this one's a separate piece. This is a separate piece. That would be a separate piece. Where am I at here? This railing here, that's actually 2 different pieces. I've done a little detail painting, not a whole lot. I'm pretty much just going with the colors that it's molded in, because it is molded in 4 colors. Like the front of these, the ductwork here, I painted those silver. And the ladders were orange, and I'm sorry, I just couldn't live with orange ladders. So I painted the ladders silver. Kind of like you're doing a flyby, huh? And then I'll show you the rest of it here. Slide over here. You got some different decks here. And again, some more of the little individual benches. all of this is all separate little pieces of fence or railing, whatever you want to call it. But all that is separate. A lot of the walls that you're seeing here, now some of these are good sized pieces, and then some of them again are smaller pieces that you put together to make the one big one. There's one of your grand staircases there. And one of the cool things about this kit is, if I can get in close enough to where you can see it, is it actually tells you what each part of the ship is. Let me see here. I mean, not that you're going to be able to see it once it's built, but while you're building it, it's kind of cool. Like this right here is a first class area. The first class lounge is what it's called. This is a reading and waiting room. There's another one of your big staircases. But I mean, it's even got like the little diagrams for where the doors were to get into like cabins. I mean, the detail on this kit has just been fantastic. This is another deck. Yeah, while we're right here, I want to give a shout out to Dr. Cranky, because on one of Dr. Cranky's videos he showed you how to use a candle and to melt the sprue and stretch it into long thin pieces. I believe, if I remember correctly, he was using it to make an antenna for one of his cars. Well, in this kit you have to do that same thing, except you use it, as you can see, try not to get my big finger in the way here, but right here you have to tie some of the string or the rigging around it to keep it from pulling through. And I've had to do that in several places. So thank you very much for showing me how to do that, Dr. Cranky. And moving along here, as you can see, there's quite a bit of rigging. I mean, there's like string hanging all over the place on these couple of pieces here. And the last deck piece here. Yeah, all these little benches, all this, the air duct work here and everything for the lower decks. I'm assuming that's what it is. These little things right here that my finger's in front of. But that's all tweezers. Oh, so what happened with the, I'll tell you, I know I had asked in my last video about painting the decking, and what I was obviously referring to is like this area here. on all the different decks. And if I can get in close enough here to where it will focus, hopefully. There, I think you can see some of it there. But the, and hold my camera still enough here, my phone. That detail work in the plastic, the actual, you know, the lines for the decking here is so, I'm not sure how you would say it, like it's not in the plastic very much at all. It's just like very, you can see it and it's definitely there, but excuse me, the minute you try to do anything to it, it just disappears. I tried the thinnest of thinnest washes, and I used like 2 drops of paint and probably a small dish of water. So I mean, it was just, or windshield washer fluid is what I was actually using, but it just obliterated all the detail because it's just not into the plastic very much. And I'm sorry, with all this decking and all these little planks and everything, no, I wasn't going to go through and scribe that out. That wasn't going to happen. So I've also been working on, let me try and move this out of the way here. That's not all quite glued together yet. But I've also been working on the diorama a little bit, doing some experimenting. Because if you guys remember, I said I was going to put this in a diorama. I'll show you what I've got that way. Now I've done 2 different sheets here, cardboard, and this one is this half of it, because there's 2 different halves here. This part of it I used a really dark blue for the base, and then black and a lighter blue to kind of blended that in. And this one I went just the opposite, and I used black for the base and then a dark blue and lighter blue, because I'm trying to get the effect of the water at night, you know, what they would have seen at night. And the actual water here, and that's acrylic paint, just painted right on top of the cardboard. And the actual water is a silicone sealant that I just put on with a caulking gun, leveled it out, and then just kind of beat it with a spoon to give the water the choppiness. See if I can get down to sea level for you here so you can see what I'm talking about as far as the roughness goes. But that's what the silicone caulk. It's a clear caulk. It goes on white, but when it dries, it's absolutely crystal clear. Now this one is same thing. I've pretty much decided that I'm going to go with the blue, the dark blue as the base color, and then do the black and lighter blue as kind of like the highlight colors. And now this one is a acrylic caulk, clear caulking. And I'm thinking I kind of like this a little better. And then what I did is, after this initial coat here had dried, which the initial coat, it only takes overnight, it was dry by the next morning, completely 100% dry the next morning. And I didn't do it until probably 9, 10 o'clock at night. Then I came back over it again with another bead, just trying to like simulate some waves, and then using white dry brushing, which, as you can probably tell, my dry brushing needs a little help. Which is a question I have. When you're dry brushing, should you use a firm brush, or should I use kind of a real soft brush? Which one seems to do the better job dry brushing? But anyways, like I said, that's the acrylic, and I like the acrylic a little better. It seems to dry harder, whereas this one, I did these like over a week ago, and this one is still kind of rubbery feeling, whereas this one here, this is hard. There's nothing here. I mean, it's hard. It's not going anywhere. And Caleb just got back from spending a week at his daddy's house, and he's gotten in and he's helping me glue the cardboard together that I needed for the diorama, and he's gotten into helping me paint it and everything. So now what I'm doing is, I don't have anything that I can show you on the actual diorama yet, other than these couple of little experiments that I've been doing here. But the diorama, I'm taking a lot of pictures, and once I get the final video up of the ship and in the diorama and everything, at that point, the next video, I'll do a slideshow completely from very beginning to the very end. In fact, the pictures even include these little test sheets that I'm doing here. But I'll do a slideshow of how I built the diorama, so that you can all see that. So anyways, that's about everything I got. That's the update for this week. So if you have any questions or any comments, any suggestions, I'm always open to suggestions, always. Please feel free to leave them below. I want to thank all my subscribers. And so this will be Papa Dan saying bon voyage, and we will see you on the next video. Alrighty, hopefully it won't be as long as it took me to get this one up. But as you can see, I got quite a bit done, and but I'll keep you updated. Like I said, if you have any ideas about the water, the dry brushing especially, just leave me a comment down below, alright? Or send me a PM or an email, something. Alright, I appreciate it. Talk to everybody later. Bye.